Good morning. Welcome to this morning's Fast Flow demo. My name is Jeff Reber. I'm a technical support manager with Composites One. And today we're going to be talking about Fast Flow. This is presented by Composites One and the Closed Mold Alliance. You want to go ahead and open? So, Composites One and the Closed Mold Alliance, we offer a lot of resources to our customers, including a dedicated closed mold team. We have a dedicated aerospace team. We have equipment and systems expertise from MVP. And we also have AeroVac process materials. So a quick overview here before we get started. This is a hybrid process between Light RTM and flex molding or silicone bag molding. And you can see some similarities. So these gaskets, this outer seal, this inner seal, very similar to what you would see in Light RTM. Obviously, one of the differences is that this is a silicone membrane. So there's a fiberglass mold, silicone membrane, and as you can see, Charles just activated these disappearing resin runners. So when we're injecting the part, those resin runners are open to allow the resin to flow in. And once the part wets out, we close them, so it goes back to having that smooth inner part. This allows for fast production rates, and also we can do net shape molding. So there's really no trimming involved. Here you can see up there, that's the finished part in use.
Hi, my name is Russ Powers. I'm the technical manager for ChemTrem. We have a couple of really unique products that we have in this demonstration. One is for the silicone membrane. Nothing's supposed to stick to silicone, but that isn't always the case, especially with this, you have some more aggressive resins in the Fast Flow RTM. And the ChemLease 2724 is a one-time use to your, whether it be a membrane, a bladder, a vacuum bag. It is going to help prolong the mold life.
We are going to go ahead and inject this part. We're using the, using the Patriot Innovator 2. It's set up. We know how much resin goes in, so we have the stroke counter set. So once it pumps that amount of resin, it will shut off. I'll go ahead and...
Okay. So good morning, everyone. We are here at MVP to introduce the process we have developed, which was Fast Flow Light RTM. So we developed this process to answer on the demand of the customer. The idea is not only to have a process, the idea is to find a solution to save time in production. So I'm going to inject the part and I'm going to explain the process. So we have the machine here. We are in recirculation with the machine to be sure that everything is working well. We fix that, stop, and then we start to inject the resin. Valve open, resin is coming. As you see, when the mold was open, we have the resin channel on the silicone surface. The silicone resin channel are very near each other, so the distance for the resin to flow is very short. That's why we are able to inject the part on a very short time. We inject the part in 2 minutes. The point is, we can inject also filled resin, fire retardant resin, high viscosity resin. The distance for the resin flow is very short. So that's one of the main advantages of that. And that's why we use a combination of silicone and composite, is to incorporate all the resin channel. So we already almost inject 50% of the resin. I will just wait that we finish it. So the point is, we are able to demold a finished part. Why? Because we do inject the resin from the center to the border. In Light RTM, we inject the resin on the resin channel all around. Then we have to trim off the resin channel. Here not. We are able with the silicone to stop precisely the resin on the part border. So when we demold, as you can see here, we demold a direct finished part. So fast injection and no trimming after it. So a lot of saving by using the process. So we almost finished the injection now. So the machine will stop, the valve will close, and the only thing we have to do is to flush. So one more stroke, clack, machine stop, valve close, and what I do now, I just flush. So I even don't have to stay on the front of the mold, it's all automatic. So then I'm free to work on another mold. If I inject the part in 2 minutes, the gel time of the resin can be around 5 minutes. Then after half an hour, 1 hour, I can demold the part. You will see that when we demold, but we'll demold a little bit later. The mold is perfectly clean. We don't want to see anyone cleaning the mold with the tools, scratching the surface of the tools. Everything has to be clean when we demold. No trimming, you can grind a little bit the gel coat if you want, but the part is directly finished. You even have the resin and the gel coat on the edge of the part. That's what we call fast flow Light RTM. So that process is really innovative. The combination of the silicone and the composite opened the door for many, many things. And we find a solution to bond the composite on the silicone or to bond the silicone on the composite on the very, very simple way.
Thank you. Travis Irvin with Shomrot. The product we're using for this part today is from the Rovacor line of products, glass reinforcement, specifically 450 D3 450. The 450 refers to the amount of glass, 450 GSM, or about 1.5 ounces. Some of the other features that were necessary was permeability, or the being able to distribute the resin throughout your part. Fast flow is a recent innovation and one of the ways to do that, but without the polypropylene flow media from Rovacor, it would still be next to impossible to achieve the cycle times that Charles mentioned, 2 or 3 minutes. You need to be able to get the resin from the channels in the mold out to the edges of the part, and Rovacor does that.
The product used to build this part is our R985. It's in the R985 series. This is a polyester low-profile system. Few benefits here are going to be your low viscosity and, of course, the low shrink that comes from the low-profile system also. Very fast cycle times, very good flow, great finish as well. As you can see, these parts are not gel-coated, so even then you get a really great finish. If you'd like to talk about this or any other AOC products, we're at booth U2.
When the goal is to speed up your process and to not have a trim problem, you want a catalyst that finishes your reaction much more quickly. You don't need a 10 or 15 or 20 minute gel time on this product, and you certainly don't need to let it sit there green and curing for a couple of more hours before you can do the next part. At United Initiators, we make a broad range. We make standard MEKPs that many of you are familiar with, but we also make blends of many, many types of peroxides. What we have in the jug right here is our Azox, which is an AAP, and acetylacetone peroxide. It has the characteristics of both a shorter gel time and a much shorter gel to peak, which enables you to process this much more quickly.